back in Alabama. And Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace had a chance to do a little kicking before the game. Bubba, yeah, just missed. He says, I'm out. I'm out. How about Ryan Blaney, though? He's the new Jake Bates of the UFL.
Did he toe kick that?
All right, listen up, guys. We got this new wrestler, Trick Williams. We're trying to separate him from his current partner, Carmelo Hayes, and we need a theme song that's really going to deliver and give him that push as a single star. What are we thinking? I brought in my boy to lay down a beat, and I'm just going to let you guys decide the rest. So why don't you drop that beat?
Yeah. What? Dre, you ready? Come on. Alright. Check. Cut him undercover. Timeless. Ready for progress. Feeling like I'm just getting started. 2 shots back on my daily departed. You are now dealing with a monster. Oh shit. Profits. Doc Dre, bitch, I'm a prophet. Black Wall Street, niggas know what a stock is. Like a satanic cult, it's an old ritual slaughtering goats, bitch. You're fucking with the original flow, sick, and anybody can get it. COVID. I don't roll shit that was so sharp, I can slit my own fucking throat with it. Bitch, I got more chips than my shoulders, and I'm about as approachable as a roaches. Just so let us steer clear from it. Here comes a clear bum for your eardrums. Lyricism at its most fearsome and fears we're on another tear like a tear ducts. Upper echelon, your career sucking. It was sheer luck, like a fucking leprechaun with his beard cut. A Punisher, weapon drawn with a beer gut. He's slower than a Decepticon with his gear stuck. Like what? I serial killing your Kellogg's. I love checks and I hate tricks, and you're a fake bitch. I can spot you like you, but to weight lift. Bitch, I'm better than cake mix. I can't be whipped with egg beaters. You cunts must be out of your labius, and God's my alias. So if I don't have faith in me, then it basically makes me an atheist.
To the Rolex. Diamond ring. Hit stealing. Wheeler dealing. Limousine right.
Bottles and bitches believe me back in business. And the shit I be smoking is highly recommended. This all of my niggas pushing the limit. Mile high got me over here.
Come in here. All I know is this. 24 is more than 20. All I know is this. Everything we talked about the whole time we've been together is a fact. Our defense is unbelievable.
Oh, no. We ain't done yet. Let's see if we could just take this one to St. Louis.
That's a way to fucking respond right there, man. We talked about it all week. We got to finish. We finish that game. Give it up for the defense right there. It's kind Welcome back. It's kind of nice to have number 88 in the mix again. Proud him, special team. Come on, baby. Guys, I'm telling you, this is what it's going to take. It's stressful. It hurts. You got to finish the games. But man, we keep doing this. We start stacking W's. Who can stop us? Nobody. We got to stay together now. All right, we got a team that we played a week ago, right? All right, we got to get our bodies right. I'm going to take care of you. You'll be ready to go. But man, like I said, I'm just impressed of your will to finish the football game today. Let's bring it in.
Hell yeah. Hey, good win, fellas. Way to stay together. Way to play as a team, baby. Hey, Battle Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Battle Hawks! Let's keep going, shall we? Let's keep going.
Hey, man, we never have to fight, man. But we said before we take the field, keep doing good, right? Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. That was a true testament of that today. Keep doing good, man. I promise you. And if something goes wrong, don't get discouraged. And at the end of the day, man, at the end of the fight, man, you don't give up. Great things will happen. I appreciate the bait. You said it. We got you, coach. Next play, they went and got it, man. Heck of a job, defense. Heck of a job. Offense, way to start coming. Offense, way to get it done. You guys see that we are the better team across the league. But when we're locked in, when we're disciplined, when we're focused, can't nobody play with us, man. But we got to do it from the start. You got me? Got to do it from the start. Yes. The terror must be maintained.
We should be on a whole nother level right now. That's all I got to say about it. But we got one more.
You came out, man, and you meant business. That's gumption.
Yeah.
That's everything we talked about. Hey, look, I love you. Look, here it is. Tomorrow, you guys will be off. 10 o'clock, sir. 10 o'clock treatment. Treatment's at 10 o'clock. If you gotta quickly get your lift in. Make sure you get treatment. I don't want the list. Guys didn't get treatment or whatever. But hey, man, it's a great win. Where's Williams? Right here.
And it just keeps getting better. Folks, welcome to the Aftermath. I am your host, Captain Ron, a.k.a. Capitas 4, a.k.a. Hell Capitan. Welcome. After a very eventful Week 5, guys, let's bear in mind, Week 4 did not go exactly up to par if you're basically talking UFL, unless you're talking defense. That defense was put back up in stock this past week. Week 5 definitely left us breathless. And one of the most breathless moments, as you obviously could tell from the intro, I've been waiting all season to play whoop that trick. And lo and behold, I got to play it this week, mainly because of the fact that Friday nights are right for fighting, and apparently Memphis is not done fighting. Memphis getting the job done, making it beautiful, making it magical. 24-20 win over the Birmingham Stallions, who were once considered unbeatable, who were once considered unstoppable, who were once considered the status quo of the UFL, the measuring stick of the UFL, and, well, Sheamus and Claudio references the bar of the UFL. Memphis is like, nah, we gonna shake that up a little bit because that defense definitely sat here and helped them get that job done. We move on to Saturday, which pretty much brought a lots of craziness with the spotlight burning in the dome in America Center. The St. Louis Battlehawks survive. Well, I wouldn't say survive. Their defense pretty much rose to the occasion. 32-27 winners over the Michigan Panthers, and we're not done talking about this game specifically. Well, more of the post game than anything else, but we're going to get to that one momentarily. Terribly. Battlehawks picked 32-27 winners. They improved to 3-2 on the year. And the one good thing about this game, at least one good thing about this game was that the Hawks and Panthers combined for the most points in UFL history. A record that would last about, give or take about 12 hours. Because apparently DC and Arlington was like, wait, hold my beer snake. Because that was what it came down to. DC goes into Arlington, goes into the record books with Arlington to, what was it? What was that final one? 70 points? 70 points. They decided they were going to up the ante, up the stake a little bit. 37-33 final, and that shootout as DC improves its record. And we'll bring those records up momentarily because, as I said, there was a lot of things that happened, a lot of things that transpired, but it was definitely good. And of course, the big one, at least for if you are basically a Texas fan, which I'm sure most of you are, the Houston Roughnecks get it done in epic fashion. Pretty much giving the San Antonio Brahmas the lowest score of the week. 27-3 was the final. The Houston Roughnecks winners over the Brahmas in their backyard in the Alamo Dome, which I believe they were thinking about putting the UFL championship game. But they're kind of like, nah, we need something a little bit bigger and better. And obviously the game being in St. Louis again for the second straight year, the Battlehawks are now striving for it. Next week is not going to be any different than this one, which brings us to next week. And I want to make sure I'm getting all this right here. So let me go ahead and see if I can bring up the infamous UFL and all its epic glory. We're going to bring up the standings for you right now. And while we're sitting here talking about this one, there would not, it would be the UFL without a little bit of controversy. And that's why I'm holding my tongue for this right now, just because of the fact that we had a little bit of a situation this past weekend in St. Louis, but we will get to that one in record time, in due time. So looking up at the upcoming schedule as it stands right now, and actually we'll go to the standings first, so that way we can at least get that out the system. Oh, yes, it is that kind of morning. It is that kind of party. It is that kind of glamour. So let's go right to it, folks. The XFL conference, you got pretty much the San Antonio Brahmas sitting at the bottom at 1-4. You got the Battlehawks, who pretty much have been the highest scoring team in this conference, sitting at 3-2, sitting right there in a tie with the Arlington Renegades at 3-2, who are basically at tie for second. That's going to make it very interesting going down the stretch. We are at that midseason form. And, of course, the DC Defenders sitting loud and proud at 4-1. Their only loss of that season coming, shockingly enough, from the San Antonio Brahmas, which I'm stunned at in every sense of the word. But, hey, a win is a win is a win, and that's what it comes down to. Coming into the USFL conference, you got the Memphis Showboats getting their first win of the year, sitting at 1-4 up to this point. The Houston Roughnecks are no longer still in the basement, but at least they're climbing the stairs, sitting at 2-3. And of course, the Michigan Panthers at 3-2 after that stunning loss in St. Louis, and the Birmingham Stallions also at 3-2. To be fair, Houston and Memphis are the only two teams that actually won out of the USFL conference this week. The bottom two won, the top two teams dropped, and in the XFL conference, it was just a party, like there's no tomorrow, with the exception of the Brahmas, who tragically lost that beatdown to the Roughnecks, who are now sitting at the USFL conference. That being said, folks, I'm mad. I'm mad at myself. Mainly because of the fact that I didn't bring this glorious graphic up here, courtesy of the UFL.com. We got, obviously, running back again, XFL Conference, Defenders at number 1. Arlington and St. Louis are at number 2, tied with records of 3-2. The Brahmas at the bottom at 1-4. 4 could not pick up any momentum after that big stunning victory over the Defenders. And then we got the USFL conference. Stallions and Panthers both sitting at 3-2. Stallions obviously have the tiebreaker because of that big win over the Panthers just a few weeks ago. Then, of course, you got the Roughnecks, who are now in the conversation for the USFL Conference Championship game, sitting at 2-3. Haven't been able to get it done at home, but are getting it done on the road. They are being the equivalent of the Road Warriors. And then, of course, the Showboats picking up their first win of the year at 1-4 in the basement, but still happy about being in the basement. Now, let me go right to the obvious one. There was some controversy that did occur. It feels like I just want to get that out. I feel like I need to get that out. Or should I do the schedule? Should I do the schedule first? Weeks, yeah. We're gonna go week 6 first before we actually unveil this madness, because everybody knows about it. Everybody's talking about it, but we're gonna hold for a second. Coming up in week 6, big Friday night game with playoff implications on the line as we hit mid-season. The Arlington Renegades head to the Dome, looking to make it 2-0 over the Battlehawks this season and break, not only break the tiebreaker, but in all honesty, basically get back into the win column. This is the same team that basically beat, victimized, and conquered the Battlehawks in their first meeting just literally a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago to be exact. So to say at least the Battlehawks are motivated to basically get that grind on is an understatement. They are ready to get said grind on, and that's what's going to be big coming down to it. Also, Saturday we'll kick off with the Memphis Showboats and the Houston Roughnecks in a Saturday night SmackDown, to say the least. 2 of the lowliest teams in the UFL. These 2 happen to be representatives of the USFL Conference. Houston battling for a shot, for a chance, for an opportunity to basically be one of those top 2 teams in the USFL. A win here could make it very interesting for them. And then, of course, we got a big one, another big one. DC, who has been on a tear. Despite the one loss, take that one loss, but this team has been defeated. They're still the best team in the UFL right now, and that's even after losing their coach in the waning hours of the opening weekend. DC will travel to Detroit Rock City to Ford Field to take on those Michigan Panthers, who are looking to bounce back after that loss to the Battlehawks. And of course, Sunday will end. The week 6 and Sunday will end with the Brahmas and the Stallions. I cannot say that the Stallions are going to just dominate the Brahmas in this this UFL championship rematch. But it is going to be a little bit dicey because I did not expect Memphis to sit here and actually put forth that big of an effort. But big props to the Memphis Showboats. And I'm just impressed with the fact that this is why I tell you, this is what basically sets teams apart. It's all about that heart. I've said it once, I've said it again, I've said it 1,000 times. And to put it as nice as I can, it doesn't get any bigger, any better, any wilder than what we had just witnessed. And that does indeed actually bring me to the big hot topic of the week. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This is probably going to be a very, very interesting one. If you can actually sit here and tell, folks, to say the least, I am more motivated now than I probably ever was to win the UFL championship for the Battlehawks. I'm looking forward to it. I'd love to see it. It's one that's necessary and one that deserves that moment. But since we're actually talking about it, let's go ahead. Let's get right into it. We are looking at what happened. What am I talking about? You ask. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you. And we're going to just ignore everything else that's been happening. We're going to just bypass everything that's been going down. But what we are not going to ignore, and what I refuse to ignore, is what transpired this past weekend in St. Louis. Everybody knows. I'm a Rams guy through and through. Always going to be that way. Always going to be a Rams guy. no matter what yard they happen to be in. And one of our dynamic stars happens to be Puka Nacua. Now, a few beginning of the season, I remember sitting here getting all crazy about Puka's brothers, Samson and Kai. For the fact that basically we're going to have possibly more Nacuas in the NFL, I was hyped. I was jonesing for that. I literally felt the chill in the veins when it came down to that. But then, good God almighty. I'm, again, trying to wrap my head around what the hell this was about. Now, in case you didn't know, let's set this up here. Following the situation involving the game between Samson Nacua and between the Michigan Panthers and St. Louis Battlehawks. I'm getting off track here just because of that. This actually irks me a little bit. We as fans, we have earned that right to sit here and be as vocal as we need to be, especially when it comes to our teams. We've always been that way. We saw this, I believe, last year when the Ravens and Chiefs, I believe, played each other in an opener, and there was some very, very colorful words that were exchanged as Raven was actually going down the tunnel, and we all remember that. But then we go to this little scenario, this little moment, this little craziness. We fast forward to this past Saturday, and probably one of the most WTF moments I will ever see in my life. In the Dome, in America's Center, in St. Louis, Missouri, my hometown. Well, don't say my word for it. Let's just sit here and just make this crystal clear for you. We're going to actually let this go in as much as possible. I'm going to actually let somebody who has a little bit more clout right now than I do explain what the hell is going on. So, Rick, go ahead.
Puka Nacua is one of the most dynamic players we've ever seen. He set the rookie record for receiving yards, receptions, and the rookie record for receptions in a game where he had 15. He is awesome. His brother Samson, a different story. He is playing in the UFL, and he's in trouble. In a video uploaded to Twitter by user Matt Fresh, Nacua slaps the ever-loving crap out of this fan. His teammate points and laughs at the man on the receiving end. In this rerun, I'm going to play the sound of the hand connecting with the face because it is loud. As one probably could imagine, Samson Nacua has seen his name printed from various outlets, including ESPN, NBC Sports, The Athletic, TMZ, The New York Post, and many more. I mean, wow. That slap was like Babe Ruth hitting a home run. Like, that was jaw-droppingly loud. It almost reverberated through an entire stadium. Nonetheless, here are the facts of the case. Samson is a member of the UFL's Michigan Panthers, and he assaulted, let's call it what it is, at least in my view, a fan at the Dome at America's Center. They were playing the St. Louis Battlehawks. The Panthers would lose that game by 5, 32-27. TMZ Sports reports this took place after the final whistle. Samson Nacua had 3 catches for 46 yards.
Before he continues, let me just put this as bluntly as I can. I'm a big fan of the Nacuas. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna blow smoke or nothing like that. Am I pissed off that after hyping up Samson and Kai guy a few weeks ago that this happens? Yes. Am I more pissed off at the fact that it actually happened to one of my fellow Battlehawks fans? Abso-damn-lutely. But what pisses me off the most about this is you're trying to kind of give yourself better value so that when the season's over, the NFL will be blowing your phone up. And they most likely still will. I'm not saying that this one incident is going to basically keep Samson Nacua out of the NFL. The last name alone will basically give him pretty much gave him a golden ticket into the NFL. Not just the hands, the catching style, and basically the catching ability, and the ability to hold on to that ball, to reach for those live balls that are just flying in the air. The ability to do that. It's not that. But you still have to be humble, even with the fact that you lost. I wasn't happy about the Battlehawks losing to Arlington. I hate when basically a team from St. Louis loses to any team in Dallas, let alone Texas. I hate it. But I'm not going to get to that point where I'm just going to sit here and take out my frustration on a fellow fan. What Samson did was not only BS, but it was also out of pocket. It was also very incredibly stupid. But we're not done yet. It's just getting warmed up.
Let me be clear about something. I don't know what was said. Would you be okay with Samson Nacua slapping the ever-loving you-know-what out of a fan? We should not be condoning violence. I think what also makes what makes matters worse, is that his teammate egged him on and cheered him on. Like, don't get me wrong. The 5 fingers meeting the face, it's always going to have that sort of sound. And people are always going to react a certain way. But Samson Nacua should probably be fined, if not suspended heavily. I'm taking that back. He should be suspended. You can't have this stuff going on. In a statement, the league...
Now, while we are actually bringing this in and bringing this up, and I'm going to be as legit as I can on it. I actually agree with the fact that Nacua should be should be suspended. And again, I'm saying this out of my own mental. As a fan, as somebody who has built up the hype around this league and around this mantra of spring football, I am all for it. Except here's the problem. I wanted to see what the league was going to do as far as they go. And that actually brings us to the second little breaking portion of this scenario. And now I'm completely biased. But here you go. And I'll even blow this up just for a second of it, so that way you guys can see it the way I see it. Michigan Panthers wide receiver Samson Nacua has been suspended 1 game without pay for slapping a fan during a post-game confrontation last Saturday. As part of the suspension, Nacua has agreed to participate in community service events to be arranged by the league, which will be determined later this season. What? Are you kidding me? That's what we're doing? Community service. Samson Nacua has a good chance of basically having St. Louis PD, St. Louis Metro, actually knocking on his door in Detroit and put his ass in cuffs if that fan decides that he wants to press charges. Now, granted, it probably was a flesh wound to the fan because the fan was just kind of looking at him like, yeah, you lost. These things happen. Who the hell cares if basically you take it that far? You're just basically, you're being very, 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 very out of pocket. You deserve it. It's almost that equivalent of if the UFL wants to actually sit here and teach Samson Nacua a lesson, then let that fan return the favor. Since we already went past the Rick James, Charlie Murphy scenario, we might as well go ahead and just sit here and return the favor. I believe in that little specific stance, I believe Charlie got to slap Rick James. So it's kind of like, why not say return the favor? Why not? Why do a little? I'm just saying. Because the fact is that, dude, you still are trying your hardest. It's rather asinine for you to sit here and think that what you're doing is okay. What you did was okay. It is pretty BS. No. We're not going to sugarcoat it. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. There is no other way of putting that. However, this is the worst time for Michigan to actually lose sure hands like Sampson's. Because the fact is that Michigan has a pretty big game coming up this weekend. They have to play DC. They have to play the Defenders. They got to play literally the hottest team in the UFL right now, and that's DC. For a chance to stay right there in the rankings, in the standings. Because the biggest thing is that only the top two teams in both leagues are going to be going to the conference championship games. And right now, Michigan is number 2 or number 1, depending on circumstances. But Houston is 2 and 3. Houston wins this weekend and Michigan loses this weekend. Guess what happens? Houston goes up to number 2 and Michigan drops to number 3. These two teams, I believe, have not played yet this season. But this was a monumentally bad move. Like brutally bad for Samson Nacua and the Michigan Panthers. And for the UFL to just give it like a little slap on the wrist, I'm not completely okay with that. I can understand it because, you suspended him 1 game without pay, and in this league, that money means something, especially with that mentality of pay to play, pay more to win, that basically still runs roughshod over this entire league. But the fact that you are looking at trying to solidify yourself as a member of a potential future member of the NFL, it's going to be pretty bad when your brother Kai is literally down the field on Sundays this fall while you're up there in the bleachers, pun intended, watching this hit the fan as you're cheering and you become a fan. This was probably a very, 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 very bad move. And the fact is that the UFL may have already delivered its consequence, but there is nothing that says that St. Louis Metro, let alone St. Louis County for that matter, has not rendered its consequence. We don't know if that fan is planning to press charges or not, which he is more than able to do. We don't know. But I will tell you this much. I can tell you this one beyond a shadow of a doubt, that what I just witnessed, what I saw out of that craziness, that insanity, is the number one reason of why Michigan, despite its record, is actually ranked below Memphis and this week's list of collision. See, UFL's the one that can dish out consequences when it comes down to it. And again, Puka Nacua is my dude. He's a Ram, like flat out. He is pretty much the next Cooper Kupp, the next Devontae Smith. He is that guy. He's the next AJ Brown. He is that guy. Nacua is that good when he's running on all cylinders. I've seen Sampson play. I've seen Kai play. Hell, these two sat here and teamed up to give the Panthers a very big, huge win a few weeks ago. That sat here and got it into my head about Sampson and Kai playing in the NFL. I hyped them up. I'm not even a Michigan fan. But this right here is a little bit out of pocket. there's no nice way of putting it. There's no cordial way of putting it. This was flat out of pocket. If you happen to be a fan of the Panthers, and the fact that we don't know how the outcome of this one's going to be, because they could probably investigate this one, which we already know. Pretty much St. Louis Metro and St. Louis County are both investigating this situation. We both know, we all pretty much know that. We don't know whether this fan is going to actually get anything out of this one. He might not. I'm not sure. But in fairness, instead of sitting here looking at putting somber bad news ending on it, I'm not planning to do that. Instead, I'm going to do something a little bit bigger, a little bit better. We go run through, well, let's be honest, the top plays. Let's go ahead and put this as nice as we can. The top plays of week 5. And I guess we might as well just start with, damn, how you like your touchdowns? Because that was what this one was all about in every sense of the word, folks. Here's every touchdown from week 5.
We're down in 5. Stallions rush 4. Wynn airing it deep. Got a man out there, and he drops it into D. Anderson. Anderson loping to the end zone. It's a showboat touchdown.
That was a good grab. Okay.
Well, outside here, he's going to be looking on the edge on those go routes. And we said he's got plenty of arm. Gilmore was looking inside at that corner route from the slot. Right there, he got his eyes inside and got run by D. Anderson, the big, tall wideout. I mean, look at those guys. They got a 6'5" wideout and D. Anderson.
Good snap, good hold. The kick bending, and it's no good.
Got to
and
cover.
now the return by Isaiah Henne on the short field goal. Henne up the sidelines. Henne with blockers in front. Isaiah Henne with a move. Isaiah Henne is going to take this one all the way back for the Memphis Showboats. So Isaiah Henne 8 yards deep in the end zone.
8 yards deep. And he runs it back.
And now they'll line up to go for 2 after this touchdown return on the short field goal. Cookus set, throws down the middle for the end zone. Fingertip grab and a touchdown. Jordan Thomas snares it.
Big tight end out of Mississippi State and a big target for Case Cookus. He knew he was run a one-on-one with Steel Chambers to choose.
First and goal, Cookus with time to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. The toe tap by Marlon Williams. And Birmingham is 2 points away from tying it up.
Perkins. Into the end zone goes Gunnar Oaks. Duggan. Into the end zone. Max Duggan. Second and goal. Duggan. And he makes his way.
I'm going to be legit. I'm going to keep this as much of a buck as I can. I was hard on Max Duggan when he came in after Wilkins' injury, which just for the record, Manny, I hope you get well soon, and I'm hoping that what we saw doesn't turn into something big, something major. But you know, Max Duggan, I was kind of wary on, and this is bear in mind. We're talking about AJ McCarron. Pretty much has been a staple for the Bellhawks since their arrival, return, everything in between. So for this to basically transpire, for Max Duggan to come in there, have that moment to just get all the jitters out the way, and be able to go out there and shine the way he's been shining, I gotta give credit where credit's due.
It's another touchdown for Max Duggan. 2nd and 8. Play action. Perkins to the end zone. Got it. Malik Turner. watching this curl route, and Perkins does a great job of staring the curl down and then throwing that wheel with anticipation right on the money, and Jones just a little late reacting.
A 75-yard Tawa off the left side, getting that leg drive and right in. 2nd and 9. There is the slant. There is the go. There is the target. And here goes Hakeem Butler.
You got the one-on-one on the outside. He does. So nobody over the top for Hakeem Butler. Just throw it up and let your guy go make a play on the double move. You see DJ Miller falling there on the double move.
Straight ahead. They go with the pop pass, and it's an option 2 pass. And launching it is Jackson. Oh, and they hit on it. They hit it on again. Hakeem Butler.
The best receiver in the UFL. Now 2 receptions for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a dime.
Oh, yeah.
Perez to throw up first down. Looking down the middle of the field. One hand is all I need. Deontay Burnett, the man of Troy, to the house. With the block. Watch Garrett McGinn. He's going to pull over. Watch once he pulls. He gets the block. That allows Luis Perez to get out of the pocket. He throws the ball up. But when you have confidence in your wide receivers, you allow them.
Ball. That is beautiful. That was beautiful.
Defenders going quick, backside pressure, downfield.
Hey, he just lost his
Tiama. That ball's thrown to the back shoulder, and all you saw was Powell go up, and just the way he was able to contort his body back to the football. That's an outstanding job. Why that one was called.
That was nasty.
Marcel's biggest gain of the day for Balai, but he gets it back, and more galloping into the end zone for the Renegades. I want you to watch it a couple of ways here. But it's just getting down and then riding the wave, coming all the way to the backside, allowing those blocks to develop. That right tackle, left tackle. Tice can talk to Tamu throughout the play. And there it is on the money, touchdown.
We still got it.
And this will be a carry by Davion Smith. And the Michigan man finds the end zone for the Renegades. Last season. Tamu to roll it. Has blockers, and he is little yet quick. Jackson, Tamu with the kick, and he is in.
And it's going to be White with a nifty cut and a pass to the end zone. On 4th down, as you would expect, a power look. Deep give, straight ahead, a burst of speed, and Merritt to the end zone for the Roughnecks.
On the linebacker, Tavante Beckett, right after the cutback, right before the comeback of Kirk Merritt, you get that little shove on Tavante Beckett.
7th most passing yards in school history in the SEC. And an interception. It bounced right to Williams. Rashad Williams. And
the Brahmas ain't
6.
Shit.
And instead, it's 6 the other way.
I'm sorry. That's I'm just being rude now. I'm being rude a little bit. Maybe I got good reason to be. Because again, this was the same team that went into my house, didn't wipe its feet when it came in, dragged its butt on our carpet, and then left like nothing ever happened. And, of course, obviously played for the UFL championship and didn't drop a single fraction in that game. They went over to St. Louis, beat the Hawks, and then decided the season was over. No, season wasn't over yet. Hey, great job. You guys are XFL champions, but you're not the first UFL champs. You could have brought the crown back to the XFL conference. So now it's basically at that point where people are starting to wonder, was Birmingham as all it's advertised? Nope, that got changed real quick. That's why it is the way it is. But, wasn't all that bad for him, allegedly. So we just went through all of them. We just went through every single one of those touchdowns and everything else. And, of course, the pick sixes were just that damn good. So I kind of feel like I want to bring a little bit of extra flavor to it. I'm more stuck on the fact of what the hell did we see this past weekend. So I guess the best way I could put it, the nicest way I could do it, the only way it can be done is I said it when I said it from the offset. This was a defensive week for the UFL. Not defensive in the way where basically they're sitting here just staving off questions, but where it was all about. Yeah, I'm saying it. No. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it. It was all about the D.
Omaha! Racing!
Cookus in trouble. The ball pops out and it's covered up. He got hit, coughed it up, and pouncing on it was Barry Wesley to save the possession for Birmingham.
Racing!
And pressure and a sack. Right up the gut. P.J. Hall with his first sack of the and a first down and 10 at the 29-yard line. Cookus, good protection this time, breaking down, and he's sacked at the 35-yard line. Protection. He had time, couldn't find anybody downfield, and finally coming back to get him was Isaiah Green May.
Different quarterbacks every year, but keeping those core group of receivers has been huge.
3rd and 7, Cookus to the air once more, down the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Walker, his first interception of the year.
Our fault. But overall, you can just see that with a little familiarity with the coordinator and all that, obviously we're going to play better, and we are.
I know how badly you want to see what's happening, Coach. I'll let you look back over there. How do you finish this?
A long time. See what McGagan comes up with here on 3rd and 4.
Yeah, we're in that. We're in that.
Back to pass. Going to extend the play. That's exactly what Mike Nolan was talking about as Willekes. 2nd and 10.
Oh, yes. Bryce
Perkins looking to step up and now draws back, thinking about passing, and he is taken down immediately. Heck of a play by Lucas Dennis.
Got to keep it rolling.
Thanks, Bryce.
Yeah.
2nd and 20.
Good.
Etling, and that ball is intercepted by Cameron Kelly. And Kelly with a heck of a return all the way down to the 30-yard line. Boy, he's just going to have an in route, a vertical and an in route by Mariner right here coming across his face. Just gets a little spooked by the mess in front of him. Cole Cabral, right guard, kind of in his face. Let that one sail and right into the arms of Cameron Kelly. And that's what this Battlehawks team has needed. A big.
Yeah. You think that knows, though. Of course, that was just the doctor ordered for that one. We had to go that route. We had to do that. But we weren't done. Oh, no. We weren't done.
Big turnover. None of it went their way last week. Bunch of turnovers, bunch of big plays. Got them in a hole. Third down. Duggan is sacked. Great job.
Honeymoon's going to be over quick before the wedding unless San Antonio starts playing a little crispier here, and it's not going to happen. Intercepted. The route was read beautifully. And it was Elder with the pick.
He was right. There was a little bit of room there to at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5, empty backfield. McClendon, the slam. Intercepted. Down the knee for Jalen Elliott. New life for San Antonio. 7th most passing yards in school history in the SEC. And an interception. It bounced right to Williams. Rashad Williams. And a pick six for the Roughnecks with 3 penalty markers down. And instead, it's 6 the other way.
I said penalty markers. That's what I think. Yeah, he was the first one to actually take him. And he already been pushed out of bounds.
No, track it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Again?
And the UFL with 4.
Did he just say again? Did he just say that? I'm sorry. That was too much. Why does that guy sound like a sensitive new age guy? Sound a little bit like a man-child. Like, no. Are you kidding me? Your team just sat here and just threw a pick six. You should be angry as hell. Bag it.
Players with at least 10 catches. So many weapons. He's pressured though, and Perez will go down. Dropped like a bag of bricks by Derek Roberson.
Like a bag of bricks?
Another Sam Houston State Bearcat makes the play. Ta'amu looking to throw. It's tipped and it's picked off from the end zone. Renegades with a chance. Harris looking to do it for back-to-back weeks. Takes it to the 30-yard line. Stay away from this man. He had 3 pick sixes in his career at USC. Ta'amu sacked. Willie Taylor III out of Eastern Kentucky bringing him down. 3rd and forever. It's Braylon Sanders time. 83 in the slot at the bottom of the screen. He had that 3rd and 20 pickup in the first half. Sacked. Ta'amu dropped by Chris Odom. Odom out of Arkansas State has bad intentions and is a one-man wrecking crew.
I don't like that one.
How about taking a shot, though, with your backup quarterback as Abram Smith takes a shot. Ball is out. Renegades say they have it. They do.
All of these receivers do a great job for Luis Perez.
Perez in trouble, gets himself up. It's Andre Mintz and Derek Roberson there. That's 2:22. 5 minutes left. Sidestep for Balazs. Lost it. DC.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? On that last play. Oh, there's no nice way to put it. That's got to be a tough way to lose that thing. So we're hitting back that final stretch, that right there to that little portion where basically all good things have to come to an end. And I feel like sitting here dishing out some, I can sit here and do it good, but I feel like these guys can actually sit here and do it better. So however shall I play it? Let's go in and give out the top 10 plays of week 5, just for our enjoyment. Let's take a look.
Ready to go.
2nd and 10. Jackson with the cross, the hurdle, and over.
He just hurdled that man.
Jackson,
If he had jumped backwards, it would have been
Look at that downhill run, though. Just the acceleration.
The Saquon version.
To get up and have the ability to jump over Miles Dorn, number 46 for Arlington. That's Jay Johnson already indicating they'll go for it on 4th down, as you would expect. A power look. Deep Gibbs straight ahead. A burst of speed, and Merritt to the end zone for the Roughnecks.
That's hard running right there. That's hard-ass running. No question about
on this touchdown.
Watch Samuel Jackson, the right tackle. He's just going to get a little push on the linebacker, Tavante Beckett, right after the cutback, right before the cutback of Kirk Merritt. You get that little shove on Tavante Beckett.
Omaha! 3rd and 9.
Here's something good.
Set throws down the middle for the end zone. Fingertip grab and a touchdown. Jordan Thomas snares it. And Birmingham right back in it.
Big tight end out of Mississippi State and a big target for Case Cookus. He knew he was run a one-on-one with Steel Chambers and made that Tampa 2 linebacker run down the middle of the field, cover the middle third.
Ready to go.
Just going quick, backside pressure. Downfield, caught, waltzing in is Cornell Powell. from Ta'amu to the former Clemson Tiger, Cornell Powell.
About Ta'amu, that ball's thrown to the back shoulder, and all you saw was Powell go up, and just the way he was able to contort his body back to the football, that's an outstanding job.
180,
Second and 9. There is the slant. There is the go. There is the target. And here goes Hakeem Butler. DJ Miller fell down. That's a grown man right there. Hakeem Butler delivers. Great job by Max Duggan to seeing this safety. If he stays inside, you got the one-on-one on the outside. He does. So nobody over the top for Hakeem Butler. Just throw it up and let your guy go make a play on the double move. You see DJ Miller falling there on the double move. A wide open Hakeem Butler. And welcome back to the UFL. It was actually good coverage initially by Miller before he fell. You just can't make a mistake going up against 88. Hakeem Butler, who was a 4th-round draft pick by the Arizona.
Get a first down here.
We're down in 5. Stallions rush 4. Wynn airing it deep. Got a man out there. And he drops it into D. Anderson. Anderson loping to the end zone. It's a showboat touchdown.
What the? Oh my God!
Well, outside here, he's going to be looking on the edge on those go routes. And we said he's got plenty of arm. Gilmore was looking inside at that corner route from the slot. Right there, he got his eyes inside and got run by D. Anderson, the big, tall wideout. I mean, look at those guys. They got a 6'5" wideout, D. Anderson.
7th most passing yards in school history in the SEC. And the interception. It bounced right to Williams. Rashad Williams.
That is good.
Pick 6 for the Roughnecks with 3 penalty markers down. Wow. And instead, it's 6 the other way.
No, track it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me again?
Caleb Balaj out of Arizona State, his run.
Now, when did Justin Timberlake take a job in the UFL? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Perez to throw up first down, looking down the middle.
One-handed. He snagged that shot in thin air. One-handed. I am not going to let that go. How did they lose this game? They were playing that good. That was how good that game was.
63-yard touchdown for Deontay Burnett. The man with the second most catches in Rose Bowl history.
With the block. Watch Garrett McGinn. He's going to pull over. Watch once he pulls, he gets the block. That allows Luis Perez to get out of the pocket. He throws the ball up, but when you have confidence in your wide receivers, you allow them to just go make a play. Deontay Burnett, you said it. I don't need to. I can use one. One hand grabs it.
Nasty.
180,
Oh, and then there's this.
Pop pass, and it's an option 2 pass. And launching it is Jackson. Oh, they hit on him.
Welcome back, Hakeem Butler.
A trick play. Blake Jackson to Hakeem Butler. What a show they're putting on here in St. Louis. Look at Hakeem Butler on Adonis Alexander right there, and you're going to get Blake Jackson on this little jet sweep. He's going to do a great job after getting the handoff and getting his eyes downfield. He's got pressure in his face. He's not a quarterback, but he steps up, makes the throw, and oh, by the way, he was an All-American quarterback back at D3. Mary Hardin Baylor. So not a quarterback for St. Louis, but has it in his genes, and you saw it right there. That was an absolute dime.
If that's a number 2 play, if that's number 2, who the hell can be number 1? That's nice to look at
And
that.
Hakeem Butler very quickly looking like the best receiver in the UFL. Now 2 receptions for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a dime by Blake Jackson.
From 63 yards.
Never mind. This does deserve number 1. 63-yard field goal attempt between Memphis and Birmingham. Birmingham's trying to basically get some points on the board before the half. This was the one we just saw just a little bit ago. Peep this.
Good snap, good hold. The kick bending, and it's no good. Got to come now the return by Isaiah Henne on the short field goal. Henne up the sidelines. Henne with blockers in front. Isaiah Henne with a move. Isaiah Henne is going to take this one all the way back for the Memphis Showboats.
That's a 108-yard. That's a 108-yard return for a touchdown. Let's keep that in mind, folks. 108 yards off a missed field goal to end the
so
half.
Isaiah Henne,
in Birmingham.
8 yards deep in the end zone.
I have no other word.
And now they'll line up to go for 2 after this touchdown return on the short field goal.
It's just wow. Just all I gotta say. Wow. Just wow. I feel like it's a good way to actually end this madness, folks. That was indeed week 5 in a nutshell. Despite the Nakua incidents and everything in between, it was still a good week for the UFL. Great week for them, if we're going to be flat out honest with it. Again, we're not done yet because we got to pick it right up where we left off. Week 6 starts up in 2 days. Starts up this Friday in the Dome at America Center in my backyard in St. Louis, Missouri, as the Bauhaus are looking to avenge that stunning beatdown by the Arlington Renegades. And if defense really does win championships, this defensive showcase in the Dome should be incredible. I definitely would not be expecting what we saw a couple of weeks ago to transpire. Of course, right there, Saturday, bright and early for, well, yours truly at least. You'll have the Memphis Showboats taking on the Houston Roughnecks. The Showboats looking to try to keep up that momentum and get themselves their second straight win of the season. Roughnecks looking to try to move themselves one step closer to playing for the USFL Conference Championship. This could be the game that may sit here and get them in that right direction. Then you got right there on Sunday, DC will be literally taking its glorious moments to Ford Field in Detroit Rock City as they take on the Michigan Panthers. Panthers in a must-win for Michigan to keep their playoff hopes alive. DC in the driver's seat on their side as far as the XFL Conference Championship game goes. And, of course, the defending XFL Conference champion San Antonio Brahmas, defending champion Birmingham Stallions, the rematch of the UFL Championship game itself. Can San Antonio put points on the board against Birmingham this time around, as the Stallions are still reeling from, well, what one could say was a coming to Jesus sports karmatic slap in the face. I cannot believe that just came into Samson Nakua style slap in the face as Memphis walks out of Birmingham with that big win. Can the Brahmas do the same? We'll find out on Sunday afternoon. We'll see how that plays out. It's been a fun one. It's been a great one. As much as I enjoy doing it, we are coming to a close, at least for this one. We will be back next week for an all-new UFL Aftermath. And, of course, do not forget, we are definitely making strides as the NFL will unveil its schedule, which we will actually be discussing live. Myself, Rocket Reese, Don Juan, Crazy Joe. We will be running it all back for you guys, for you guys on Unveiling Day on May 14th. Plus, also, we will be having a new episode of Smashing this Friday, WrestleMania hangover is over. We now get ourselves prepped for Backlash St. Louis. We also get ourselves a little bit more prepared for AEW going all in. Worlds Collide, I believe, is actually going to be right around that corner in June. It is hard to believe that we are at the end of April and now we are reaching into the beginning of May. It's going to be a good one, folks. Well, the fact that Cinco de Mayo is a very, very near and dear good holiday to the heart for me. So I get to sit back and enjoy it too. That being said, it has been fun. It has been real. It has been gangsta. It has been the shit. I am your host, Capitaz Ford, a.k.a. Hell Capitan, a.k.a. the Captain Ron Johnson, a.k.a. the OG of the asshole movement. I guess in fairness, I'm the quarterback. Folks, sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. We'll see you guys this Friday for an all-new episode of The Smashing Show. We bid you adieu until then. Goodbye, good night, and enjoy yourselves. Tip your waitresses on the way out the door, please.
All right, listen up, guys. We got this new wrestler, Trick Williams. We're trying to separate him from his current partner, Carmelo Hayes, and we need a theme song that's really going to deliver and give him that push as a single star. What are we thinking? I brought in my boy to lay down a beat, and I'm just going to let you guys decide the rest. So why don't you drop that beat?
Get started, 2 shots back from my dearly departed. You are now dealing with a monster. Oh shit, profits. Doctrine, bitch, I'm a prophet. Black Wall Street, niggas know where the stock is.
Like a satanic cult, it's an old ritual slaughtering goats, bitch. It's fucking with the original flow, sick, and anybody can get it. COVID. With that, I don't roll shit that was so sharp I can slip my own fucking throat with it. Bitch, I got more chips than my shoulders, and I'm about as approachable as a roaches. Just so let us steer clear from him. Here comes a nuclear bomb for your eardrums. Lyricism in its most fearsome and fears we're on another tear like a tear ducts. Upper echelon, your career sucking. It was sheer luck, like a fucking leprechaun with his beard cut. A Punisher, weapon drawn with a beer gut. He's slower than a Decepticon with his gear stuck. Like what? I serial killing your Kellogg's. I love checks and I hate tricks, and you're a fake bitch. I can spot you like you. To weightlift, bitch, I'm better than cake mix. I can't be whipped with egg beaters. You cunts must be out of your labius, and God's my alias. So if I don't have faith in me, then it basically makes me an atheist.
You're talking to the Rolex. Yeah.